we are getting ready to make a big wreath, kind of in the shape of a swaggish, but think big and linear and long. So this is going to go great on really large doors or big entryways. So it starts off with a big door hanger, and of course we are doing this happy holiday one with the cardinals. And this is the first thing that you're going to need from the kit. And this will be our base. We're going to build everything right on here and come way off of it. You're going to love it. Then you are going to have a whole garland in there that we're going to cut up for greenery. It's a beautiful pine. It's a big one. Pine with snow. It's really elegant, really high-end garland. It's going to work great for all of our greenery. Then our really, really neat piece that I love is this one. It's got the cardinal nest, the branches, all the twigs, and little bits of snow on there. And this is going to be our big, all of our movement and fun. We have 2 small cardinal picks, and of course some gorgeous ribbon. And we're doing our 4-inch big, thick window pane with the red. It's got a red edge, it's fabric on the edge, which really makes it look super classy. So that's all the supplies in this. Don't forget, you can grab this whole kit. Supplies are limited, but we're going to have so much fun. Garland. We're going to break down our garland and use it all around this base to create a great shape, okay? So I'm going to take it and fluff it out. I've already started cutting it, so it's not necessarily this short, right? I've already cut some off. And I am finding if you cut them after about 3 sections, they cut really easy here. This is a, it has a string that wraps over the base of the metal here on there. So if you cut it where it's thicker, you might have to use scissors to cut the string too. It's like a yarn. But we're cutting into nice big sprays like this, okay? And you should have pretty equal sizing there. If you go 3, like 1, 2, 3 per section. Okay, and this will be our last piece. So now, when we put this on, I'm finding it's really easy just to staple it onto the base because it's a wooden, nice thick wood base. Oh, and I do want to show you, it does come with a sawtooth hanger here, but I went ahead and stapled on this wire and looped it around in the staples. And then what I'm going to do is I'll put a little glue and a little burlap ribbon to kind of hide this back here, and I forgot to grab the burlap ribbon, but I will clean that up nice and neat with just a little section, okay? So you can do that on yours too. And take the tags off and get that all neat and clean on the back, okay? Now I'm going to flip it around. Now for the greenery we're putting on here, we're going to use just a circular motion, like up and around and just going all the way around. So I'm going to take and use my staple gun, and we're going to start to staple these in place. Okay, I'm going to bend that down a little bit. Put the main stem, start, and then as I come around, I'll even grab some of these smaller stems. Sometimes they're a little bit easier to hold than the main stem. And start to shape this around. I want that to kind of spike up, but these to go around. Okay, so there's my first piece, and I'm working clockwise as I go around. So we're just going to be hammering it down with this staple gun and work our way all the way around, okay? Come around this way, and I want to curve that edge coming in. There you go. Oh gosh, y'all, this is going to be so fun. When you start off with this good of a base, you're going to kick booty. You really are. Okay, let's put that one in. Come over here. And make sure you're putting multiple staples. You know how I am. I like to make sure I've got a backup plan. All right. That's good. Okay, here's our shape. We're coming on down. So I'm going to continue around and continue around. There's 2 there. This one I cut a little too long, so trim that one off. This one will come around here. And this piece here. I'm going to put the thicker piece down here and these 2 little thinner ones coming right here where the words are. Okay? So once we have it all laid out, we're just going to staple that all in. All stapled all around the perimeter. And what I want you to do now is just take and start to pull the needles away from the sign a little bit so we can check our shape. And we got a little bit more fullness at the top than at the bottom. So what we can do is take out, like, this one is just kind of shooting up. You can kind of check your shape and see how it's looking and pull these pieces out. And then anywhere you feel like it could use a little bit more, just pull this up and then staple these kind of underneath, okay? So come back and add these in places like that down on this corner. And basically you're just creating a really big rectangle oval wreath base, and you want to make it feel nice and wispy. And it's beautiful just like this. It's really going to be cute. So we're going to do that next, is get that shape looking good. And then we are ready to go ahead and start putting on our next step, which is our really pretty nest and our twigs. We're going to have a bow. So you're going to want the bow kind of coming down from up at the top or at the bottom. You can choose. Because this is so long, I'm going to recommend the bow at the top. So the nest is going to naturally go right down here. This is a whole spray. We're not going to use it whole. We're going to break it down. But you want it to be pretty substantial from this angle right here. So I'm going to take out this stem behind, the long stem. We'll pull it out. And we'll use it kind of coming down the other side behind the bow. So that one's going to come out. I got my little cardinal here sitting in the nest. And I'm going to tuck this down at the bottom. Okay? So one of the easiest ways to start getting this in here is going to be to staple gun these in, to place them in right where they need to go. So I'm going to come in and look for an area that can go down to the wood base and just get stapled right in. And I see right here, I can use this twig right here, push hard because you're going through some depth. And then down here, where the nest is going to be, pull the pine out and just use that to layer on top. I'm going to keep this whole thing nice and full and put these right in here. Just staple it in. That one is too thick, so we're going to have to bring it behind. That's all right. I'll find a smaller branch here. Just find a smaller branch we can staple to. How about these guys? There we go. I'm really not using any glue yet. We are just stapling to the base. And this fired on me. There we go. So this is going to pop in here, but I'm going to steal some of these twigs because I don't want them all to be down here at the bottom. And you see how far we're coming off? Tuck this in. This little nest will tuck in. Now this bird, I'm going to take him off because I'm going to reuse him probably down here. More of it at an angle eventually, okay? So that's there. These are looking good here. Now I'm going to steal one more because I've got 1, 2, 3 twigs. I think I'm going to take some of this one right here. So you've got your nest attached at the bottom with quite a few of the twigs here. And what I want to do is I want to have these work opposite, okay? And that'll be a nice balance from this side to that side. So we're going to bring this in. And if we need to, like if this is so thick to staple, now this is going against the grain, but we're going to keep it just a little bit. I'm circling around. I'm going to have ribbon over here. This is going with the direction of the greenery, so we're good. Grab some brown cable ties and we can cable tie it right to this pine that we've got going on here. So I'm going to do that right on this side. I've got both of the stems overlapping, and I'm just going to cable tie them right onto where we stapled earlier, onto that pine. Pull them tight, and then just kind of work them in to the pine, so they don't look like they're on top, they're worked in. Just like this, and like this. Okay, let's get one more. Cable tie this to that. Cinch it down. Trim these little tails off. The brown cable ties just kind of disappear in here. So our nest This is the top of the design. So our nest is coming up. These twigs are coming up in these berries. I'm gonna cable tie some of these also. We're gonna be ready to tie our bow next and get it into place. And this puppy is gonna come together. It's gonna be so cute. It's already adorable. And if you are feeling no bow, that's fine too. This is really cute without a bow. You just want to make sure you use some berries and pieces over here to kind of tie this section in where we put the twigs, okay? Bring this greenery around and tuck it over, hide my cable tie. You guys come up. Let me bring you back. Do like that. Okay. Look how cute. Oh my gosh, look how cute this is so far. Very, very, very snowy and wintry. But I love that pop of red. It'll work great for the holiday season. And I want the bow to work opposite my nest, okay? So we have that anchoring points opposite. Remember, we have these twigs coming up, going clockwise. We have this twig continuing with that flow. We just have a little bit of twig kind of coming out of the bow this way. Not too much going the opposite direction, just a touch. So I did a very simple bow. I did a loop on either side of the bow maker, and these are at 7. And then I tied a strip down the middle. So this is a very one loop bow, okay? There's cable ties on the back. And I'm gonna take this bow and we're gonna cable tie it right in over here. This is kind of where I put another cable tie already to the pine. So I'm just gonna go through that cable tie and we'll put the bow right over here. I am trying to stay a little bit back because we got some words up here. And I do like to overlap my words, but I still want you to be able to try to read them somewhat. Even though that's not something they'll see from the street, but they will see this ribbon. Okay, we're going to get that tight down here. And I'm going to trim this off. Trim it off. And then I want you to play a little bit with these tails. Now, this simple ribbon bow is plenty. You do not have to do more. But I want to make this big and grand. So I'm going to be coming in and we're going to have some more ribbon tails we're working. Okay? So that's up to you whether you want to or not. You're going to have a whole roll of ribbon to go to town on when you get your kit. So let me pull this out and show you. I really want to work this line coming around, and then this line will work up with ribbon. So I'm going to bring it over just a little bit. And you want to do like a roller coaster ribbon, like it goes over and it comes back in. So leave a little gap, and then we will start with our next piece of ribbon. And we're going to gather it up just like this. You're going to need several cable ties. So this is window pane ribbon, so you can literally go through it too and go around it, all the things. Okay, to gather it up. So I'm thinking if this is coming like this, let me put this little twiggy through it, and let's just kind of start behind this nest, and I'll attach it to this twig. When you want to make something big like this, it's okay to just keep it simple and just get in there with the staple gun or the cable tie. Now I'm going to pick my next area that I want to take and gather and do my roller coaster with. And with these, we'll kind of wiggle them in and out as we get it set up. But just to get them in, just go ahead and don't worry too much about that yet. Because once it's hanging vertically, you'll be able to tell, oh, that needs to go a little more in or a little more out. And then I'm going to come underneath. I've got 2 pieces of pine here. And we'll pull that tight. Excellent. And I'm going to cut that off right there, yes. And then this one can kind of curve around, and we'll attach this one just right down here underneath. So it has that whimsical flow that we're looking for. And one of my blue merinos named that roller coaster ribbon years ago, and we just stuck with it. It's called our roller coaster ribbon. Let me get this tight. Get it tight on here. Yes. All right, and let's get our other piece of ribbon and we'll just continue up. We'll leave a little gap and we'll kind of tuck here and work our way going up. Okay. So just another long strip. And you can leave it on the roll, throw that roll on the ground and leave it on until you think, okay, I know how much I need here. Now you need to hide this behind something. So there's a pine cone here. We're going to go down under that pine cone. Because it'll be a little bit nubby. I'm not leaving a tail coming out. We're given the perception that it ducked behind and that ribbon is ducked way behind here. So we need something to cover it like that pine cone. Alright, let's do this, guys. Let's tuck it under. And I'm going to come behind the nest, stand to the outside a little bit here. Needs to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Oh my gosh, I love how this looks. So, it's just so cozy. So cozy, y'all. Gets me in that spirit. That ribbon flowing around with this pine is beautiful. Okay. Alright, and then this is my final tail, and we can curl these up tighter or do whatever we want with those when we get ready to hang it up, but you get the feel. So as we work our way around, we're cable tying those in. I'm keeping that nice and open. Alright, it looks stunning, stunning so far. Now it's your opportunity to take your cardinal sprays. You're going to cut them down into 3 sections. I'm going to use, the berries are going to come off this corner and that corner, and they're going to work opposite, and we're not going all the way around on this design. So I'm going to start off by putting some glue on this one. My glue pot is off behind me, guys. So I'm going to load it up, and I'm going to just have this one kind of go into the bottom of this nest. Don't come through where I can see it, but I'm using that just like a little wreath base, and then use some of this twig to hold it in tight and spread this out. I love the wispiness that this greenery and the berries make. And now we're going to use these little felt cardinals on here, and I'm going to save the little fake cardinal bird for another project, okay? Now this one just has greenery, which is fine, and I'll bring that a little bit behind here. If you just remind yourself, we're only going to have the berries here, nowhere else, right? It'll help you, okay, I can't just put that everywhere, it's going to go here. It'll help you get that all straight. Now wrap these berries around, and we're going to come right up in here and let them kind of come forward. Okay. Now we're going to work up one more. We'll get a cardinal a little bit up higher, and I want these to kind of come up and break the plane of that other bit of ribbon up here just a little. I'm loading it up with glue, and then I'm going to come back up here to the top. This time I'm kind of going into my ribbon, and I'm just gluing it into the ribbon. There's a cable tie right there. This cardinal's a little more tucked in, which is fine. A little berry cluster, and we're going to pull that over to the side. Yes! I love these. These are very twiggy and delicate, so they're fun to put in at the end. Okay, so we're done with these here. Now we're going to work around that bow up there. So I'm going to take both of these, and we'll have one coming back this way, which is going the wrong way, but that's okay. We're going to keep it simple. The one with the cardinal is going to go out to the right. I'm going to load him up with glue and just bring him in down here to the right. I'm going to glue behind. I'm going through the window pane, kind of going through this ribbon and hiding it behind here. There you go. And I'll bring that cardinal a little bit up into the bow. See, be happy right there. There's a little snow, and these little twigs can come out. And we can bend her out however we want to. Okay, and then we're going to have a little bit of twig come out this way. And I'm going to go behind the boat. There's a cable tie there, and I can kind of slip it under it. I am gluing that in, and then we just want to bring this forward too. Just a little touch of those berries. Okay. Okay. I've got one more piece here, and we'll just use it out the top of the bow. I think that's just the easiest place to go. Just make sure when you're just gluing that in that you're grabbing, you know, a little pine, a little ribbon, so that glue's got a lot of places to hold on to. And then if you can do a little twisty, do a twisty too. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? Oh, so cute! This is just a masterpiece. I love it. And this bird goes off to the left, so I think he'd be cute just right above the bow too. There you go. Okay. Now we have a few pieces of pine left from our sprays here, and I've got one piece of the snowy pine. So what I want you to do is, in your final steps, just hang it up, step back from it, and look at it, and see if there's a place we need a little more fullness, or we've got a hole, or we got to cover a cable tie. And that's what you're going to use these for, to fill in with that. So I hope you enjoyed making this one. It is stunning. Bye, everybody. Y'all have fun with flowers.